Hi everyone and welcome back. Today we're making something that is a staple at every Kiwi Christmas here in New Zealand, a pavlova. It's not just a dessert for Christmas, but they are always around this time of year, so I thought I would teach you how to make one. So if you would like to learn how to make this classic New Zealand dessert, then let's get started. Like meringue, a pavlova is made out of egg whites, so we're starting off by separating 6 medium-sized eggs. Make sure they're at room temperature. If you do store your eggs in the fridge, just get them out an hour or so before you're going to use them. It's really important that you use a completely clean bowl for this and no yolk gets in the white, or the egg whites won't take on as much air and reach the required volume. Reserve the yolks for something else like this creme brulee recipe or lemon curd. Just place them in the fridge and they will last 2 to 3 days. You can either use a stand mixer or a hand mixer for this recipe, but if you do have one, I would recommend a stand mixer. There is a lot of beating in this recipe and your arms get very sore very quickly. Add a pinch of salt to the egg whites and beat until they form stiff peaks. Make sure the peak doesn't fall at all. If it does, it needs to be beaten a little longer. Measure out your sugar. I'm doing this now, but it's a good idea to have all of your ingredients pre-measured out before you start the process of beating the egg whites, as they tend to fall with time. Make sure to use caster sugar or refined sugar, as this tends to dissolve a lot easier than standard sugar. Start to add the sugar to the egg whites a spoonful at a time, beating it extremely well in between each addition. The egg whites will start to turn from a frothy pile into a smooth, shiny, whipped consistency. Do this very gradually or you can risk deflating the egg whites. It's probably going to take about 10 minutes to fully add all of the sugar, so just be patient. When there is only the last of the sugar to add, measure out the cornflour or cornstarch and add this to the egg whites at the same time. Beat until it has fully dissolved. You can check this by taking some of the mixture between your fingers. If it feels gritty, it needs to be beaten for longer. If it's smooth, it's fully dissolved. The cornflour acts as a stabilizer in this recipe, so make sure you don't forget to add it. Pavlova is usually flavoured with some vanilla extract. Add a teaspoon along with white vinegar and boiling water. Beat everything together for a further minute. You'll be left with something that closely resembles a cloud. It will be smooth, silky, pure white and glossy, but also extremely sticky, so try not to get it all over your hands. This can be made into one big pavlova or little individual ones. Spoon all of the pavlova mixture into a pile on a baking tray covered with baking paper. Now try your best to turn it into a circle. If it's easier, you can draw a circle on the baking paper beforehand, but pavlovas are meant to look a little messy, so if it's not entirely even, don't fret at all. You can smooth out the sides or leave them with a little texture, both look great. Place into a 110 degrees Celsius or 230 degree Fahrenheit oven for 1 hour and 40 minutes. When the pavlova has finished baking, turn the oven off and leave it to cool for at least 3 hours or until the oven is cold. During this whole process, it's really important not to open the oven door at all, even just checking it or anything. Sudden temperature changes can cause a pavlova to collapse in the middle, which is a pretty common outcome. Just leave it alone for as long as possible. When the pav is completely cool, remove it from the oven and place on a serving plate or cake stand. It should feel quite hollow and light and easily be picked up from the baking tray. Cover the top in whipped cream and top with fruit of your choosing. I'm using strawberries, blueberries and raspberries. This pavlova can be made a day ahead of time. Just store it in an airtight container and top with the whipped cream and berries when you're ready to serve. I hope you enjoyed this video. For more dessert recipes, check out this video for creme brulee. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!